Hi, folks. Welcome to a quick edition of Kitchen Sink Recipes, where I make food out of whatever I have left laying around, usually donated from food banks. Just some kind of meal that I can eat at work. And normally I do the large pots of stuff because, variety isn't an option when you're on an extreme budget, and I only have time to cook once for the whole week. But I'll have a quick meal here because I ran out of food midweek. One of the problems you might have to run into if you make a large pot of stuff and you're one person living in an apartment is that it'll go bad before you finish it. So I have had that happen. So I took some quick stuff out and just kind of throw them together. Now, I will warn you that this is probably going to be a little high on the sodium content because it's mostly canned and pre-made stuff. But it is edible, it's tasty, and it's extremely filling. And with all that I'm putting into it, it's probably meant for more than one person. Or it can last 2 days. So this is the basis of it. This is one of these Knorr chicken flavors, rice and pasta blend. I didn't bother to show you guys the cooking because you've been sitting here watching water boil. That doesn't make it exciting. But how to make this part is on the back. And I've already done that, if you can see. Basically, you bring water to boil. You can put in some butter or margarine, a tablespoon, and it's neatly marked out here, and you just slice off a hunk and put it in your water. This is optional if you want to make it slightly lower fat, but butter does taste good. And they give me a lot of this imitation butter from the food banks. So go ahead and bring water to boil, 2 cups of water, the 1 tablespoon of margarine, and then you just dump the packet in there. You bring it to, once it's boiling, then you dump the package in there. Reduce it to a simmer and let it simmer covered for about 7 minutes. And then you take it off and let it sit for a minute, a couple minutes, and then they'll kind of thicken up on you a bit. They call this super duper because we're kind of making somewhat of a soup meal. So that's the basis of it, is this part. So let's go ahead and dump that in my Tupperware for work. This is kind of just a quickie work meal here. Then we're going to add our other ingredients that I picked off the shelf, just random canned chicken and rice soup, and mushrooms. Kind of sticking with a mostly chicken theme here. Now, if you want to make this a little healthier and a little more hearty, pick a can of vegetables to throw in it. A mixed vegetable works really well with this. Or if you really don't like something like the millions of canned green beans they tend to give you, it's a good way to cover it up and still get some green in you. So I'm just going to dump all this in there together. So I have some actual meat in this for some protein. I'm going to rinse out all my cans because I recycle them. Do not put the hot pan in your dishwasher. Can of soup. And the mushrooms come in water. You can drain that if you want. I'm going to use a strainer today because you don't really want to use cans if you can avoid it. They tend to be dirty, especially stuff that came from a food bank. And you want to try to knock a little sodium off. Whenever you open a canned vegetable, go ahead and rinse it off. It'll rinse off that extra salt they package it with. But if you're on a low sodium diet, I wouldn't recommend this for you. Anything that's prepackaged, especially if the non-sweet variety, is going to be loaded with salt. Unless it's specifically designed for low sodium diets. ahead and mix it up. Kind of a soupy based item. Savory. Basically what I did was I took a side dish and turned it into a main dish. Now, what you're about to see here, this is way more than anyone should eat in one sitting, especially me. But it's going to last me all day at work tomorrow. So there you go. Super duper on a budget. Can of mushrooms, can of canned chicken, can of chicken and rice soup, and then a package of Knorr dry rice flavored, chicken flavored rice. And if you're on a budget too, this is all stuff you can also get at a dollar store. All right, folks, I'll leave you at that. Till the next time I put some slop together.